Number 7, we want to list the intercepts and test for symmetry. Okay, so we're going to do all parts together. So first we're given y squared equals x plus 64. Alright, so we're going to find the x and y intercepts. So y intercept, we get that by making x equals 0. So I'm looking for some ordered pair, 0, comma, number. Got to figure that out. We're going to plug a 0 for x. So that's going to leave us with y squared equals 0 plus 64 is 64. And then when we solve this, we have to take the square root of both sides. When you take the square root of a number, remember positive or negative. And then that gives us y equals positive or negative 8. Okay, so we get two ordered pairs. We get 0, 8, and then we get 0, negative 8. So we get two y-intercepts. Okay. And then we're going to do x-intercepts. X-intercepts. This time y equals 0. So we will have 0 equals x plus 64. Ordered pair will look something like this. It'll be some number for x and then 0 for y. Subtract 64. And we get negative 64 equals x. So we get negative 64. So here are our x and y intercepts. Now, when we do symmetry, since we have an equation now, we're going to be using the function definition. Couple things you can do. One is you can just understand, and it might be the easiest thing to do. I'm going to do it like that. We're going to, since we have y squared, so I'm going to do it different. Since we have y squared, I'm just going to plug in y, change y to be positive, change x to be negative, and then change them both. So remember x-axis symmetry. Says if you have a positive function and you put the negative on the outside, make the y value negative. So what that means in this case is we have, let me write it like this, f of x is equal to y, which equals, in this case we have y squared, which equals x plus 64. Now usually you need this just to be a y. So if we wanted to change this to a y, we would do this. Square root of both sides, you would have y equals, and we need to do positive or negative because it is square root x plus 64. Okay, but getting into all this gets kind of tricky. So remember the ordered pairs. You have x, y, and what will we do for the x-axis? We make y negative and try to see if that's the same. So we're going to say x negative y, and it's probably going to be best to do it this way. So we're going to change y to be negative, see if we get the same original equation right here. That's what we're looking for. Probably going to be best to just do it with x's and y's. Okay, so we take y squared, we're going to make the y be negative, so we have a negative y, but y squared x plus 64. So this is checking for x-axis symmetry. So when you square a negative, it comes out to be positive. So you still end up with y squared equals x plus 64. So this has x-axis symmetry because this is the same as what we started with, okay, when we made y negative. And that's the way you do it. Now we're going to check for y-axis symmetry. So this time we're going to make x negative. So remember, that means x, y. You make the x negative and see if it comes out to be the same. So we have y squared equals negative x plus 64. And when you simplify this, you end up with y squared equals negative x plus 64. This is not the same because this x is negative and the original x was positive. Okay, so it does not have y-axis symmetry. It has x, it does not have y. Alright, now we want to do origin symmetry. So origin says we're going to change both. So we're going to take a positive x and y, and we're going to make it negative. Both of them, x negative, y negative. All right, so I'm going to say negative y squared equals negative x plus 64. Well, when we solve this, the squared will make that positive. So coming up here, we will have a positive y squared. Nothing affects the x, so it stays negative plus 64. All right, so origin does not check out. Okay, it is not the same as what we started with up here. All right, so the only one that matches the original equation was the x-axis symmetry. So this will have x-axis symmetry. So the intercepts from the very top, let's go back, were 0, 8, 0, negative 8, and negative 64, 0. Zero, 8, 0, negative 8, and negative 64, 0. All right. Is the graph of this equation symmetric with respect to the x-axis? Yes, it is. Is the graph symmetric with respect to the y-axis? No, it is not. And is the graph symmetric to the origin? No, it is not.